Not too long ago, Tennessee players were absent from the NFL draft. This year, though, we saw a handful of VFLs performing well at the Combine. So from a coaching perspective, what's it like watching this group of prospects prepare for the next level?
Yeah, there's nothing better than seeing kids, I say kids, players, young men have the opportunity to continue to chase their dreams and the hard work, the energy that they've put into, wearing the power tee on the side of their helmet and creating the bonds that they have inside of our program. Now they get a chance to fast forward and chase their next dream, which is playing at the next level. We had a bunch of guys at the Combine. We got a huge pro day coming up here at the end of March. A lot of guys that will be wearing NFL helmets next fall and competing on the highest stage. Really proud. And I said this to our staff the other day with some of the performances that our guys had at the Combine. It's a tip of the cap, and I'm just really proud of what our staff has done. That's our strength staff, our nutrition staff, and our training room, and our assistant coaches, of helping these guys develop and have the opportunity to go chase their highest goals and dreams and perform on the biggest of stages during this process in a really positive way and put their best foot forward. Excited to see these guys here at the end of March back home here in Knoxville and compete at their pro day. And I know a bunch of them are going to have a great draft day as well.
Coach, thank you again for taking some time with spring ball in full swing. Along those lines, I know you want competition at every single position, but when it comes to the quarterback position in particular, there's also something to be said, about letting a guy know that he's the guy, establishing that leadership and that confidence. So how have the guys currently competing for that starting job managed the battle and that dynamic so far?
Well, I think it is important that everybody has the opportunity to reset, grow, and compete for a job. I think that's what spring ball is. I think that's the early part of training camp too. We're talking about the mid years. They're going to be completely different players by the time we get to training camp than where they start and really where they finish spring ball as well. So you got to let players grow and earn the opportunity to play and showcase that they're going to compete at a championship level. And then it's our job as a staff to find roles to put those guys in a position to go succeed in all three phases of the game. While you're doing that, you can compete really hard with yourself, but with the other guys that are in that room, and still love one another and still have great chemistry and energy inside of the position room and the unit battles that take place. And I think that's one of the things that we've been able to do and manage and create here at Tennessee in a really short amount of time. The fact that everybody got a chance to see the relationship that Hendon and Joe had a year ago, and how they pushed each other, competed with each other, but did it in a positive way. They were both better for it. They've both grown and both had a great amount of success. So we can manage that in the quarterback room. We can do that at all the other positions as well.
100%. I have some big picture college football questions here. First, Spire Sports continues to get mentioned among the top collectives in the country. How has the success that they've had maybe make your job a little bit easier?
Well, I think the brand of the Power Tee, the passion of our fan base, the city that we reside in Knoxville, one of the coolest college cities in all of America, the opportunities that are provided for them outside of the game, just professional and personal development here. They can see those opportunities, and obviously, with that fan support comes great opportunities for our games with the current legislation inside of NIL for those guys to have real value and have real opportunity here. And I think you put all of those things together. This is a really powerful experience. Spire Sports has done a great job with our current players.
As the game continues to evolve, the NCAA recently proposed some rule changes meant to sped up the game. Now, I'm sure for you, and really for me, the Alabama game felt like it lasted 10 hours. In reality, it was just 5 minute shorts of 4, but that was just during the regulation period. It's still pretty lengthy, though. So based on how you play football and the tempo style of offense you have, how would these potential rule changes affect the way that you coach in game?
Yeah, depending which ones actually get passed, they may have some effect, and some of them may not have any effect on how we actually coach during the course of the game. The clock, no matter what they decide, is going to be the same for both sides, both teams during the course of play, and so there may be some subtle tweaks to what we do, but all in all, if there's more consistency in the length of the game, I think it's probably a positive for college football.
Speaking of that game last season, your team was able to exercise a lot of demons last fall, topping Florida for just the second time in 18 years, taking down Alabama for the first time in over a decade and a half. So how does getting over the hump, per se, allow you to set even greater expectations for this fall?
Yeah, the expectations inside of our room really haven't changed a whole lot from really after we had worked and competed before we got to our first regular season here. We compete, we do things the right way. We're going to love one another and believe that we're going to put ourselves in the best position to go out and win. And from season 1 to season 2, the difference was just our work habits and our consistency in those things. Where this football team a year ago expected to go win those games, and what we have done in the first part of our offseason, these guys have continued to grow in their daily habits and accountability to one another. They continue to work and strive for greatness every single day. Really proud of some of the changes that individuals and collectively that we've made as a football team. And at the end of the day, believe that we're going to have a football team that, we go prepare the right way. We'll have a chance to win each Saturday that we strap up our chin straps and get ready to go compete.
All right, I got one more question for you here. Would love to be able to speak to you in person, but the cool part about doing it virtually is I get kind of a look into what's going on in your office. Do you have a favorite piece of memorabilia in there? Is there maybe a piece of the goalpost in there?
There is not a piece of the goalpost. That's something that I haven't been able to acquire yet. I got Bill Martin working on that for me here during the off season. But there's a piece of some Orange Bowl history in the other part of my office, and certainly from the Alabama game as well.
Yeah, you got some pretty cool photos back there too. I'm sure you had to get a whole new set based on last season. Coach, thank you again so much for the time.
Hey, I always appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me on, and go Big Orange.